Where there's money, there's no love.
Yeah.
How did that come to be?
When all is said and done, you're not going to be on your deathbed appreciating how much you've worked.
Yeah, I see.
You're going to be thinking about, did I really,
Mm.
does my mom know that I really loved her? One thing I have learned in my own journey is not to get attached to the outcome. Because you're not going to be adaptable.
Oh, yeah.
You're fixated on how you want things to look.
Yeah. How are you guys? We about to blow up. All the way up. I just want to give you that idea that this is a space whereby you can let loose, sit back, relax.
Welcome to the next thing that's gonna blow up. And today I've got none other than Vuyo Khumalo, the certified money coach. Money is a big problem to a lot of people, and I thought, why not bring Vuyo so that she explains the money to us? Because a lot of us, we get, what do you call it? Our temperatures, we feel the heat when money is involved. So I'm just going to let you do the introduction before I butcher it. Vuyo Khumalo, thank you very much for coming to the podcast.
Hi, Kutai. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So please tell the audience, what do you do?
Cool. I'm a certified money coach.
Mhm.
I help people transform their relationship with money
Okay.
and create financial freedom. So I do that through financial coaching, behavioral coaching,
All right.
and also through financial education. So I combine the two.
All right.
Behavioral coaching, which helps a person to understand their own
Behave.
tendencies and behaviors around money.
All right.
And I combine that with the financial education for the practical skills. So I feel like integrating these two things, it really helps a person make like true lasting transformation compared to just giving a person the education, the practical skills only, because that doesn't address their own tendencies
I see.
or challenging behaviors.
It's an interesting way to look at it. And just before we started recording, we just did a survey.
A quiz.
A quiz, yes, a quiz. And I was feeling the heat. Let's look at the results because I can't wait now.
I know, you've been quite anxious about your results. Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they're good or bad results. They're
All right.
just results.
They're just results.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like this is like a way to just calm me down.
No, seriously. And I have to say that before I tell you what your results are, that this is not like static.
All right.
As people, as we become more aware, self-aware, we grow and we evolve
All right.
to an extent. So what we're seeing today is not going to be the same thing a few months or maybe even a few weeks
All right.
down the line. So it's constantly changing depending on where we are in terms of our self-awareness.
All right. I see.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
That's good
This
to
is
hear.
not who you are.
All right.
It's just describing behaviors and tendencies that you have.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
So here are your results. So there are 8 money types,
Okay.
money personality types. And your most active one is the warrior.
The warrior.
Yeah.
It's funny because the last time we did this, I thought I was not the warrior. All right.
So the warrior is very driven, action and goal oriented. They know how to set goals and just take action and go after them.
All right.
They know how to execute on things that they want to do. And so naturally creating money is possible for them because they take action,
All right.
action oriented. The challenges that the warrior has is that they find it hard to trust people.
Yeah.
So in business, it's very hard to know who can be my ally, who can I work with to achieve
It's so funny. Cause
my business.
this is so true.
Really?
Yeah. It's so true. Okay, let's continue.
And they also find it very hard to ask for help because they see it as a sign of weakness. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Asking for help is a
Okay.
sign of weakness. So even when they're going through challenges,
Uh-huh.
or maybe even when they need guidance, it would be very hard for them to know who can I speak to and trust with my issues,
Okay.
and they're not going to see me as weak. So yeah, so that's the warrior's challenge.
Okay.
And usually the warrior is doing too much, like just
Oh, shit.
overworking.
Yeah.
Overworking, doing too much is like, I don't know what they're trying to prove. Yeah, so they need
Oh,
to
this thing is crazy. It's so true.
learn to create boundaries around their work and need to learn to ask for help.
Okay.
Yes. So that's the warrior. And then, so we have different money types. You can have two or more active in your life at one
At the
point
same
in
time,
time.
alright.
Yeah. So your second most active is the magician. The magician is highly self-aware,
Okay.
enlightened. Actually, that's the money personality type we all
Yeah.
aspire or want to be.
Oh, so I
And-
have the good type too. All
Yes,
right, that's
you
good.
do have some of the good stuff. Self-aware, you know
Yeah.
your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you're aware of some of your habits and
Mm-hmm.
tendencies. And when it comes to money, you're not desperate, you know?
Yeah.
You're very balanced in your view of money.
Mm.
You appreciate the value that money provides, but you're also not like too attached to it.
I see.
And when you do encounter financial setbacks, challenges, you always focus on what you can do instead of falling into despair and maybe overwhelm. Yeah. So
Interesting
that's the
stuff.
magician.
Uh-huh.
But because you have other,
Yeah.
sometimes the magician is not as
Yeah, it's prominent as it should be. I see.
yes. And then your third most active is the innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, it's two: the innocent and the martyr. So the innocent it finds financial information to be quite overwhelming,
All right.
and they find it hard to do financial things independently. They're
Alright.
kind of dependent and want other people to sort of rescue them and help them with making financial
I
decisions.
didn't think I was that.
Yeah, maybe you have a little bit of it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe when you have to make a financial decision and you don't know what to do, it's always like, so an innocent is the sort of person who'll be like, "Ugh, I don't know what to do. I just wish someone would tell me what to do." Or then I'll go to ask for advice from someone else. What do you think I should do?
Oh, yeah.
So they often
I can see
lack
that.
the skills
Uh-huh.
to make financial decisions on their own.
All right.
And good judgment too. So when you go to advise, get advice from someone, they're not always going to give you the best advice. Sometimes you'll find yourself making mistakes because you took advice from someone who didn't have
Yeah. Yeah. They were not supposed to
judgment.
give you the advice. Yeah.
someone who says, "Oh, you're moving into a new house.
Yeah.
Go take higher purchase."
Yeah,
and
I
you're
see.
like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
makes
can do-
everything easy." you know.
I
Yeah.
see. All right.
Okay, cool. And then the martyr, there's also some martyr in you,
Okay.
the martyr energy.
Mm-hmm.
So the martyr is self-sacrificing.
Mm-hmm.
They do more for other people than they do for
For
themselves
themselves.
financially.
Yeah, I can
And
see some
you were
traces
taking
in
the
that.
you were taking the quiz and you're like, rescuer, no, but
Yeah.
the martyr is a rescuer.
And I didn't take that. So where did they catch it?
I don't know. Maybe there are other tendencies that you have. Like, martyrs don't have boundaries.
Yeah.
So they're overly generous. Generous is good,
Yeah.
but generous to the extent that you can't take care of your own things, that is not so great. Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah.
That is my quiz results. Huh. I want to see how I can work on those ones. Because I need to improve and be more of a magician.
Yeah.
I want to make magic, not all this tyrant and whatever stuff. That is definitely not me. I don't want to be a tyrant with money.
we
But
can
anyway.
talk about how, you can.
Yeah, exactly. How then do I? That's the $1 million question. How do I become a magician?
Well, you already have some magician energy,
Okay.
but to become more of a magician, it's a matter of becoming more self-aware.
All right.
You really need to know yourself, to know where your habits come from.
Okay.
You
I
know,
see.
you and I did a class,
Yeah.
and I did mention in the class that a lot of our financial behaviors,
Mhm.
they are rooted in our experience growing up,
All
in
right.
our families, how they handled money and everything. So we tend to pick up on what our family does, and it
Alright.
becomes part of our own thing
I
or
see.
conditioning.
Mm.
So understanding that the root of your own behaviors is really going to help you
I see.
become more of a magician.
All
Yeah.
right. And then how do I didn't choose a family to be in. I was just there, and with their financial habits, I took them now, and I'm here. How do I then overcome those challenges and work towards becoming, or how do I start doing the good habits so that I change these bad habits that I picked up?
Yeah.
Mm.
So you already know,
Oh,
what
from my
challenges from the quiz,
all
right?
right, I see.
So, with the help of a money coach,
Yeah, I see. All right.
we can sit down and discuss strategies
Okay.
to help you move forward.
Mm.
And the sitting down and discussing strategies involves looking at those tendencies that come from home. How are they helping you? How are they not serving you? How are they presenting a challenge to you? For example, with the innocent, once you know you're an innocent, you know that your power is in taking in knowledge, equipping yourself so that you're confident
All right.
in making your own
Financial decisions.
decisions.
I see.
And in also acquiring wisdom for yourself and not depending on other people to make decisions for you. And usually the innocence need, you also have to understand the needs of each.
Oh, there are needs of each.
Yeah.
All right.
The innocence need is safety
All
most
right.
of the time.
Mhm.
They just want to feel safe.
Yeah, I want to feel safe when it comes to money. That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So understanding how that need came about,
Mhm.
because it's not present for everyone.
Oh, it is
Like
not?
it's not like prevalent for
Yeah.
everyone,
Okay.
right? Some people are overly fearful
Mm,
and anxious.
I see.
So just understanding how that need came about, and then seeing how you can address that need in a way that's not going to be detrimental to your finances.
Interesting.
Yes.
Enough about me.
Okay.
What type were you? Because I assume now
Oh
you're
my-
more of a magician. Before being a money coach,
Yeah.
which type were you when you did your first quiz?
Oh my God. Why do you want to put me on the spot?
That's how we can see the journey, how you've overcome the challenges. I mean, that's what this podcast is about.
Yeah.
What were you?
Okay, so I was a creator artist.
All right.
I had some creator artist energy. So creator artist is the kind of person who is internally conflicted when it comes to money.
All right.
They appreciate money for the value that it provides, but they also think
That-
money is
Evil.
evil.
Money is the root of all. So should I say, the people that are saying money is the root of all evil, they're like in that category?
If you do have that belief, yes, it's mistaken. You'll see that actually because it's based on scripture.
Yeah.
Scripture
exactly.
says it's the love
Exactly.
of
money.
money. But there are people who believe that money is
Yeah.
evil
Exactly.
and associate money with evil.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So, for me, it was like that. And I think for me, that was because I just didn't associate money with love.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I just thought where there's money, there's no love.
Wow. Where there's money, there's no love.
Yeah.
How did that come to be?
Well,
Because I feel like people like, I feel like everybody out there, I don't know, maybe it's how I say it. Even like social media it's even relationship. It's like, if you're in a relationship and you're not providing money to your girl, it's like there's
Yeah.
no love. And you are saying where there's money, there's no love?
Okay, let me explain it.
Yeah?
Because remember, these beliefs are formed in our childhood.
Oh, yeah, I see.
So I was the environment that
That you
I
grew
grew
up
up
in, yeah.
in. Yes, I didn't have both my parents. I was raised by one of my
All
parents.
right.
My parents are gonna kill me.
Please don't
But-
kill Vuyo.
I was raised by my mother,
Uh-huh.
and for a while I didn't see my father, but at some point we were reconnected.
I see.
So my view as a child was
Mhm.
that my father has a lot of money,
Mhm.
but he doesn't have time for me.
Oh,
He
okay.
doesn't have love for
For me.
me.
All
He's
right.
busy with work,
Yeah.
with whatever,
Mm.
So I figured, these people who have money.
Oh, I see it
Yeah,
now.
it's people
Okay. We've
where
got.
there's money, a
Mm.
person can be financially successful,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not going to have time because they're pushing their business So this is a child's mind trying to make sense of
Yeah.
everything that's going on around them.
Exactly.
So for me, that belief was formed that if I want love,
Money should not be involved.
money should not be involved.
Interesting.
If there's money involved, then there won't be time for love.
I wonder if warriors create those, because you just mentioned a warrior who's busy doing a lot of things, right? I'm
Yeah.
exactly that. And now I wonder if I ever have kids, am I gonna create kids who are, what do you call the type? The creator, what do you call it?
Creator artist.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. It's possible. We try to make sense of our environment with our childish thinking,
I see.
So and it doesn't mean that when we're grown up, then the childish thinking goes.
Yeah,
It's there
it's still there.
subconsciously. It becomes a belief of ours that drives our behavior. So much so that even in relationships, I would not gravitate to someone who had money because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
they're not gonna
Oh,
love
like-
me.
Oh shit, this is so deep. And it's
Yeah.
important, to know what personality type you are. Because I wonder how many subconscious actions that we take. Even because now you're talking about relationship.
Yeah.
Now the money, it's not only now a matter of money. It's even
Yeah.
affecting the way you relate to other individuals.
Yeah.
And-
Money spills over into all other aspects
Yeah,
of
exactly.
life.
I'm actually noticing it now. I thought it was just a
Yeah.
money thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's quite interesting. How then did you overcome it?
So when I took the quiz, then I had my own coach.
All right.
Actually, it was part of my training
All right.
to go through the process myself.
All right.
And that's when she identified those challenges and we looked at my childhood, how I grew up, how I formed some of these beliefs. And then when you have a belief like that, then you have to question it. Is this
Yes,
really true? Is it
exactly.
true that everyone who has money does
Is
not
evil,
have
yeah.
the capacity to love?
Mm.
Is it true? No, it's
No,
not.
it's not,
And I've
yeah.
seen it and I've collected evidence, new evidence of people who have money, who are present, who are
Loving.
attentive, who are loving. Yes.
Interesting stuff. But I wonder the journey can be traumatic when you're revisiting those kind of memories.
It is painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is painful.
Yeah, it can be crazy because I can imagine. Anyway, I don't know where I get my work. Where do you think I get my? Can you tell?
I don't know. I can't say for sure. We would have to have a long conversation, take a short, actually, let's say short trip down memory lane
Okay.
to see
Can
how
we do
you
it
grew
now?
up. You want to do it now?
Why not? Let's go.
It wouldn't be that simple.
Or it can be in this short period
Because
of
you
time.
need time to really reflect
All right, I see.
on things that happened. Okay, maybe you can share a little
Uh-huh.
bit of what you remember of
Yeah.
your childhood. But I know that with warriors, it's usually it's a fight.
It's a fight.
A warrior is a fighter.
Yeah.
It's a fight.
I wonder where the fighting comes from. Anyway, let me just give you a brief background. My dad was a production manager for like a big company. Money was no problem. So grew up in Zimbabwe. That time I was in Zim. So there's 2008 World Depression. Zimbabwe was crazy. We were using billions. I even have a note of $1 billion. I think it's like $250 million. So it was crazy. But in our family, no issue at all.
Yeah.
Like everybody was living in Zimbabwe. I remember even my dad used to talk about it. Like, why would I leave Zimbabwe? It was so nice. My mom is a teacher. And then at some point, my dad's job ended. I don't know why. They never told us why, but it ended. And then that was crazy because we had to leave the house that we're living, and then we had to move to a house that we were building that was half finished, but we had to because like it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then my mom was the one who was now supporting the family, and she's a teacher. So we moved from this to
Yeah.
we are down there, and then from there, my dad got really sick, like close to dying. And then he got well. He got another job. We're back. We're back to like having so much money. And then he got sick again. So he couldn't work anymore. Then he just we are back to where we were. And then we were there for the longest. We were there for the longest where we are like just trying a lot of things. Now he's just trying to do a lot of businesses. They are not working. Some are working, some are not. And also, I think as a kid, I never really had issues with money.
Yeah.
Like, because my needs were being met. And then when there was that difficult period in our life as a family, I was so understanding. So there was no problem. I was fine.
Yeah.
I was fine whether there's money or not. I was cool. So I wasn't that kid who was like, yo, I need these things or whatever. It was just cool. And then that was like probably the longest. Okay, that's because I was now conscious of life. Because like back then I was a kid. Now I'm really seeing life and I see that, things are actually hard at home. So you could find that, for example, I missed my high school prom
Yeah.
because there was actually no money to get a new suit. I mean, it's high school prom.
Yeah.
You see, and I couldn't go, but I was fine with it also. I'm like, no, there is no money. I understand.
Yeah.
I don't know how my parents were feeling, but for me, I was like, no, it's cool, guys. There is no money. I understand. So yeah, that's just my brief background with money, I guess.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from listening to it, and I could be mistaken, right? Because it takes a while to really get to the heart of things. But from your story that you've just shared, I see that there was a cycle of things being okay and things not being okay.
Exactly.
And from that cycle, I can see young Kudzai making a resolve that I don't want to ever find myself in this.
Yeah, with no money.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So it's just a small conscious vow like that
Yeah.
or unconscious vow like that. I never want to find myself in this position ever again.
Exactly.
That ignites the fighter.
Yeah.
That's the overdoer.
Yeah.
Because I can't be back in that position again.
Oh, that's where
can't
it's coming
fail.
from.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never really
Yeah.
thought it that way.
A warrior's biggest fear is loss of control.
But then I
And it
realized
does-
also that we don't have control.
Yeah. But it does feel, I mean, being in that situation, I'm sure it felt like you were powerless to do anything to
Yeah.
help your family.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing. Even till today,
Yeah.
I really want to help my family. So
Yeah.
my father passed away last year.
I'm sorry.
It was crazy period. Went through like a whole life turning around.
Yeah, sorry
And
about
then-
that.
Thank you. So in that period, I had to step up even before he died because he was sick for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like he was really sick, and I what do you call it? I took over some of the responsibility that he was taking. Even in some of the conversations that we had, just like a couple of days before, he was so appreciative. Like, yo, I really, really am grateful. You really stood up, because I was doing a lot. I used to go to South Africa like crazy, like check my passport. I was looking at it like, yo, I went to South Africa during that period because he was recycling. So I had to take over the business and started going to South Africa with some of the merchandise that he had. Like, it was a lot. And I was really helping out. So I feel like that's also some of these behaviors that you're talking about where like I need to support the family.
Yeah.
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 Is
It's
that a bad thing though?
No, it's a good thing.
Okay.
It's a good. Too much of a of a good thing is not good.
Oh, it's not good.
Too much of, I don't know,
Yeah.
but just too much of anything is not healthy.
Yeah, I see.
So there needs to be balance. So it's not okay when you're working yourself to the point that you don't have time to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have time for your family
Mm-hmm.
to spend time with them, because really, when all is said and done, you're not going to be on your deathbed appreciating how much you've worked.
Yeah, I see.
You're going to be thinking about, did I really,
Mm.
does my mom know that I really loved her? Does,
Yeah,
did I do,
exactly. Those important stuff.
yeah.
Ah.
So it's important to have balance. It is a good thing. I think it's a good thing in that it's fueling you taking action. There's the opposite of that is someone
Yeah.
who's always indecisive.
Yeah.
Who just can't, they always have excuses for why they're not doing something. But you, on the other hand, you set your mind on something and you do it. You just execute. But yeah.
Interesting stuff. Anyway, I feel like now my parents are also gonna kill me.
I know, right? Now we're both in trouble.
Yeah, we're both in trouble. At least it's fair. It's a fair deal. But anyway, I'm now wondering, what is the, you don't have to review their name, the client that you have worked with that had the biggest challenge with finances, and how did you help them overcome those challenges? What was their personality types, and what were, please give specific details, because I want someone who's listening out there, if they are
Yeah.
that person, they can be able to see that, okay, this is me. And then you can also be, if possible, share some steps that you took with them to help them overcome that personality type and moving towards, closer to the magician.
Yeah. I need to give this some thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't say a lot of the clients that I'm currently working with are still, it's a journey.
Okay.
We are still working.
All right.
And it's not easy to unlearn
Yeah, a lot of those stuff.
our,
Yeah.
our old habits, our old conditioning.
Mm.
It's not easy,
I see.
and it's painful.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Exactly.
So it's a journey of back and forth,
back and
making
forth,
progress, and but I do have a client that comes to mind who has really just been so incredible in her, I think, her willingness to do the work
All right.
and to take action.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the biggest. I mean, there are ones who have bigger problems that I'm still working with, but I think because we're not in a stage where we're in the clear and things are all,
I see.
I won't go there. But with this one, the progress that we have seen, wow. Okay, because since we're not saying any names, one of her issues was saying no. So her biggest or her most active type was the martyr.
All right.
So very self-sacrificing, doing a lot for other people financially than they were doing for themselves. So that was the biggest thing for her, and it was affecting her finances because she was rescuing everyone.
All right.
So if someone has a problem, they can come to her. She'll give them money. To the point that it affects her own cash flow.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people like that.
Yeah. Her own cash flow and how she gets to the end of the month. To the point that she's now taking debt.
Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's borrowed money to someone and that person hasn't paid it back. But still other people are coming and
she
she's
keeps
still
on
showing up for them. Yeah, so she had to learn to create boundaries,
All right.
to learn to say no. And then we worked on, so that was the first step in helping her money start coming back to her and stay with her to address her own needs. And she was able to get out of a lot of debts that she was in.
Okay.
Like, it was
Yeah.
a lot of things, but she was able to clear a lot of debts. And I would say even our focus has shifted from that,
All
the
right.
debt and the cash flow and getting to the end of the month and everything to, okay, now that I have all this money, how can I start making more money?
Exactly.
And for me, that is just amazing.
Mm.
That's amazing.
It's-
When my clients can sleep at night.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the satisfaction in your face. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I did a great job.
I didn't. She did the work.
Oh, she did the job.
Yeah, I was there
Just to
just
guide.
to guide. Yeah. And just give the space for her to do the work, because that's what coaching is about. It's holding space for people to do their own work, not so much about you.
Yeah, I see. I wonder though if there is something like, for example, with drug addicts, what do they call it? When you go back to your old.
Relapse.
Yes. Does it happen also like with certain personality types or with all personality types?
I'll speak for myself to
Okay.
say that even though I have this awareness now,
Mhm.
there are still things that life throws at me that really throw me off, and I forget all the wisdom
Oh, yeah.
that I have.
Oh, yeah.
I just forget. And for a moment, I'm in a fix. It's like,
Yeah, it's like so much.
yeah, I'm overwhelmed. I'm anxious. I'm not sleeping.
Mm.
And then it's like there's this voice that's
Yeah.
like, just snap out of
Yeah.
it.
Oh my god.
And then I remember,
Ah.
oh, okay. This is what's actually happening. This is my old patterning showing up. How can I show up as a person who is more enlightened now?
Quite interesting. I think it's very calming to know that you can relapse. But
Yeah.
I feel like also understanding your personality type will then help you know that, like, I'm now going back to my old ways.
Yeah.
Whereas when you are just moving blindly,
Yeah.
you keep on doing the bad things over and over.
And you don't know why.
Yeah, and you don't know why. And
Yeah.
which reminds me of something that you do is journaling. I was reading
Yeah.
your profile and you were talking about journaling a lot.
Yeah.
So how effective is journaling your financial habits?
Yeah.
How does it help an individual progress towards being financially free? Is financially free, I think? Is that even a word?
Huh.
Financially healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe financially healthy. How does journaling help you in that journey?
Man, I love journaling so much.
Yeah.
For me, it helps me get those thoughts that go unnoticed
Yeah.
on paper.
Okay.
And so I can, I'm no longer at a point where I journal everything, but at some point I was taking notes to get to know my money habits. I was
Writing everything down.
writing everything down.
Okay.
Writing, noting money that I've spent. Okay, I still do that, keep track of that. But, just mentally, today I spent money on this, today I did this. This is not what I had planned. I had planned this instead. I am feeling anxious. Why am I feeling anxious? What thoughts am I believing right now, etc.
All right.
So then it helps me, because the subconscious part of our minds is really the one that is in control.
Yeah. Exactly.
If we're being honest.
Yeah.
Yes. And so putting things down helps us to then bring the conscious part of our minds into action, if I may put it like that. And I want to go back to what I was saying about our subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is based on history.
Yeah.
It's like historical. It works on historical data.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
So past experiences, some of which are not even relevant to what's going on right now. But it's like you experience something similar, so probably this is going to happen again.
All right.
and that throws you off. I'm trying to think of a specific example. Like if money is going to run out, your higher, more aware self knows that I can go out and create more money. I'm
Exactly.
resourceful. I can make a plan. But
The subconscious.
the historical
Yeah.
data is like, no.
Exactly.
So the
It's a conflict.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a conflict. So the journaling helps to bring that. What is the historical data presenting right now? How can I work around that
Okay.
to achieve what I want or to solve this problem or whatever?
And I feel like also it becomes like you can track your progress.
Yeah.
You can, and it's one thing that we don't do when we try to improve something.
Yeah.
We just say, for example, I'm gonna wake up at 4, and then you try today, you try tomorrow, you fail the other day, and then you fail the other day, and then you stop, or whether you succeed or you fail, but there's no keeping track record where you can see the improvement.
Yeah.
And I want to understand how key it is to keep records of that
Yeah.
improvement in the journey to becoming financially healthy.
Yeah. I think it really it helps you too to see the changes that you have made, to see your progress. It helps you keep going, if I would say, because if things come up that set you back, you can be very discouraged
Yeah.
and demotivated and find it hard to move. But if you can look back and see how far you've come and see the value of all the things that you have, of all these new habits that you've been practicing, then you know you can keep going with them. I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think what I do that I like to, that has helped me in my business is the tracking of income. We
Alright.
don't, as
Yeah.
business people, I don't know, maybe some don't. Well, maybe some do, I
yeah.
want to say, but I know that a lot don't actually track. This is how much money comes into my business on a monthly basis. And it's been really amazing for me to track that. Like every payment I get gets recorded. I
Alright.
have a note on my phone.
Alright.
I have a note on my phone
Yeah,
where I record this month, this, and this was the total. So I've gotten to see the progress that I've made. And for me as a business person, with the goal of earning a consistent and income that is enough to sustain my needs,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah.
And you
exact-
know, in business, it's like
Yeah,
up and down.
Exactly.
Some months are like the pits.
Yeah, they are horrible. It's,
They are horrible.
Yeah.
But to have that and to see how far I've come
Exactly.
keeps me going. It really, I'm like, wow. Oh, look at my average now.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah.
It's a motivation as well.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not going to stop doing it. Actually, when I started the year, that note had my goal. This is my goal. I'm not sharing you're not going to ask me about my goal, and I'm not going to share my goal. But it had my goal at the top there.
Yeah.
And then the record of what's happening. So at the end of the year, and it's like a fun challenge for me to get to see how far did I go. Let's see what I can do next year.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask you your goal, but I wanna know, did you achieve it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, and I say not yet because we're in November.
Yeah.
We still have
roughly 1.5 months.
to go. So it's not over.
But then, speaking of goals, I also want to understand how motivating or demotivating is goal setting when you are in the journey. Because I can say, for example, I'm going to make $1 million out of this podcast. And then a year later, I've made negative because I've just been putting money into this. So it's actually taking money. I'm not making any money.
Yeah.
But there's this goal, and I'm trying to achieve it. I'm trying to be healthy. I'm journaling. I'm doing all the good things, or I'm trying to at least, and then I don't make the goal. Now, how does that affect my journey, or how should I look at it? Yeah, I don't know if you understand my question.
Yeah, I do.
Uh,
So the problem with goals, I believe in setting goals because if you don't have a goal, it's like you don't know where you're going.
I
You're
see.
just walking to nowhere.
You're just walking blindly.
Yeah.
All right.
It's important to kind of set a destination for yourself
Okay.
and work towards getting to that place.
Mm.
So goals are good in that way. And when it comes to creating income, it's important to have this is how much I want to make, because then when you have the goal, then you'll start thinking about, okay, how can I create the amount? But if you don't have the amount, then how
How
are
are you
you
gonna get
even,
there?
what are you creating?
Yeah.
What are you working toward? Yeah, anyway.
Just gonna make so much money.
Yeah, I just want to make so much money.
Yeah. How
How?
much is so much?
How much is so much? You know?
Uh,
Yeah, so then having the goal is important. But one thing I have learned in my own journey is not to get attached to the outcome,
okay.
because not getting attached keeps it fun, it keeps it light. Getting attached,
It's gonna
then
be
it's
so
it's like
nerve-wracking. Yeah, when you don't get there.
it's a matter of life and death.
Yeah.
You know, and we can't control the outcome at the end of
we can't.
we can't. So it's very disappointing when you it can actually just make you quit if you get
Exactly.
attached
Yeah.
to the outcome and
You're like,
and
I'm
you
failing
don't
at this. This
achieve
is
it.
not
Yeah,
working.
exactly. So set the goal, but don't get attached to the outcome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be harder.
And it's very hard
Yeah.
to make money when you are attached to the outcome,
Okay.
because you're not going to be adaptable.
Oh yeah.
You're fixated on how you want things to look, how it must work out. You know, you're not going to think outside. Oh, okay. Well, I've been derailed. I have an opportunity to create something else here. You're not going to be able to see those opportunities to create something in the meantime, because you're so focused on it must look like this.
This exactly.
Things don't always happen
The way we
the
want
way
them.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, running my business has taught me that.
Yeah.
There are people that I've wanted to work with, and at the time when I reached out to them,
They were like
nothing, quiet,
Well,
blue ticks.
oh, they were blue
Ghosted.
Yeah. And you wanna help them. Imagine how like I wanna help you and you're
Yeah, like, and it was corporates,
yeah.
so it was very hard to understand, but not getting attached helped me to shift my focus. Okay, this is not happening. Let me try something else.
Yeah.
Let me try another route. Even with my own projects, things that are offers that I put out. If I get attached to the outcome, like I put out this offer and no one came through,
It's
you
fine.
know, I would feel like this is not working. I'm doomed. I'm a failure.
I see.
But not getting attached is, for me, it's feedback.
Yeah.
So if I reach out to people with say a proposal, to corporates with a proposal, and no one comes through, for
Response.
me it's feedback that it's not time. It's not time yet.
I
And
see.
I
It's
don't take
fine.
it personally. I move on to, okay, what else can I be busy with in this present moment? And then I do something else, and that works out. And that's like, okay, that's feedback that, okay, people actually receive this very well. And then next year, when I'm not when I'm least expecting,
Yeah.
that corporate that I was trying to reach
They
might call me.
Yeah.
That's happened. And I'm always like, wow, actually the timing was better this year than it was last
Oh.
year.
Exactly.
So don't get attached to the outcome. Just keep doing what you do.
Quite interesting. It just reminded me of something that you also mentioned when you started talking about corporates. You were in the corporate world at some period, and then you realized, like, nah, I'm not healthy financially. Now, I'm thinking somebody out there is listening to this podcast, and they're in the same scenario.
Mhm.
They have just finished varsity, or maybe they've been working for some time. They're earning good money, but they are broke, which I feel like a lot of people actually are out there. They're driving big cars, but they're actually broke because the car, they didn't use their money to buy it in the first place.
Yeah.
So they use their future income to live now.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what's going to happen in the future. Now I'm thinking somebody out there who's listening to this, they're in that space. And you mentioned a couple of things like you were opening clothing accounts, which I'm thinking, I'm just finishing.
Did I
You-
exposed myself?
Yeah, you did. I did a lot of stalking research.
Yeah.
I went
Okay. Yeah.
deeper, and then you were opening clothing accounts.
Yeah.
I think you even took a cow at some point, I think,
Yeah.
and all those behaviors. But I'm thinking, I've been broke my whole life, right? When I
Yeah.
was a kid. Now I'm working. The first thing I get a salary, now I can open an account at True Words.
Yeah.
I can go to Kia and finally get a car. All those things.
Yeah.
Now my question is, please use how you also, when you're responding, your experiences. How then do I don't know if this is possible also, do I live good without incurring those debts?
Yeah. I think all those things, okay, with regards to the clothing accounts, why are we buying clothes on credits?
We want to look nice.
You know, I don't know who sold us that, but man,
Yeah.
they really sold it to us.
Yeah, they
anyway,
did.
it's not a bad thing to want to have a car, to want to have nice clothes, to enjoy your hard-earned money. I think our challenge is we do that without building a strong foundation,
Okay.
and we want to enjoy without building a strong foundation.
All right.
So, and that's the mistake that I made. A foundation is the saving.
Mm-hmm.
It's the preparing for unexpected events.
All right.
Because usually the one thing that's going to get you into debt, if you just didn't decide, oh, I want to buy a car and then I go buy a car, is something unexpected happening
Mm-hmm.
and you never have money left over
Exactly.
at the end of the month. So you'll go take a loan,
Yeah.
a personal loan,
Exactly.
a loan from Shylock, a loan from a friend, loan from Stockfell that you probably didn't have to take
Exactly.
if you had your own savings,
Savings.
for unexpected events. So a strong financial foundation is built on that, having savings and preparing for things like death, because death is expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Death. I realized when my father died.
Yeah.
I didn't know, why do they make coffins so expensive? I mean, nigga is dead. It's gonna also decompose in there, the coffin. It's not like he's gonna enter heaven with it.
Yeah, and we're very particular. Like,
Yeah.
I want him in this,
Exactly,
in,
in
a
this.
casket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So death is expensive,
Mm-hmm.
and there's also family that comes over that you have to cater for.
Exactly.
Who's there? The family that's there to support you. So preparing for such things, so that if anything outside of your monthly income happens, you know how to deal with it. And then you can start enjoying. Oh, it's the foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and also creating different streams of income
All right. I
so
see.
that you're not dependent on
One
just one.
Mhm.
I think that's where we fail. We focus
Yeah.
on our
Yeah,
salary.
exactly.
We don't have a foundation. We accumulate debt. So when something unexpected happens, the whole thing
yeah,
just
crumples.
comes
Exactly.
crumbling down, and there's nothing to fall back on. So yeah, so if you can start with the money that you have, found a safety net.
Yeah.
Next step, another stream of income or two other streams of income, then enjoyment. It requires
A
us
lot
to
of
delay
sacrifice. Yeah,
gratification.
I see.
But man, when I start working, I'm like, what?
I'm finally having money coming in.
You know? I'm
Yeah.
gonna get my nails done every
Exactly.
month.
They're gonna see me now that I'm working.
Exactly. I must have a car.
Yeah.
All of these things. So Yeah.
Okay, the thing that I've been struggling with is, okay, I'm trying to have this saving net. No, I'm saving, I'm saving, I'm saving. I get to a period where now I want to understand, when should I tap into the saving net?
Yeah.
What are the things that, so okay, perfect example. I'm saving, and then my Wi-Fi runs out.
Yeah.
I really need Wi-Fi, but I
Yeah.
don't have money other than what I've been saving.
Yeah.
And then I'm
Why
now
don't you? How does your Wi-Fi run out?
like, it's, what do you call it? It's not an unlimited option.
Why don't you have an unlimited option if you know you need that much
Yeah.
Wi-Fi per
Okay,
month?
I see. So that's where it starts.
Yeah.
So when do I? What's the question now? How, I feel like you're answering my question.
I feel like,
Yeah.
it seems like an under budgeting issue for me.
Oh yeah.
Under
Oh, so
budgeting for certain things.
mm,
Like it's like someone saving
mhm.
and under budgeting for groceries, and then mid-month they need food. They save the money.
So it's a good point that you're bringing. It's an
Yeah.
under budgeting issue,
Yeah.
but I want to save. I don't have so much money. How then do I? I need to start with the revenue streams to bring more money.
Yeah.
When should I start saving?
Oh, saving.
Yeah.
You can the saving doesn't have saving must align with where you are in your
Okay.
life,
Okay.
where you are in your financial position,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I get 500
Yes.
because I have the culture of saving.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put away 50 rand
Okay.
and spend the 450. That's just an example, but we just make it so difficult.
Mm.
50 rand a couple of months down the line is going to be something significant.
Okay.
So just starting where you are,
Not
how much can you afford to
actually
save when you have calculated all your expenses? How much can you afford to save?
I see. I think that's
Yeah.
the golden part about it, because we have this picture that I want to save, and then I take a huge chunk of the money that I'm actually needing, and then 20, 20th, 21, it's too hard now. Then I'm forced. I mean, reality, I'm hungry. There's no groceries now.
Yeah.
Then I'm forced to tap into the savings now.
Yeah.
And then the disappointment comes. Because at the end of the month,
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping to save maybe 1,000. I'm at 100. I'm like, oh shit, this does not work.
Was it
Vuyo was
reasonable?
lying to me.
Was it reasonable? Was it a
Yeah.
reasonable amount? A reasonable target? Was the 1,000
Yeah.
that you wanted to save a reasonable
Reasonable.
target?
I see.
Because you must still live
Yeah, exactly.
in the present moment.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
So there
I
are
think I've
people
got
whose incomes are such that the income is not even enough to cover my basic needs.
Yeah. I think
So
that's
how can I even
exactly
say
save
to that person, save, if your money is not enough to cover your
basic
your
needs. Yeah.
basics? So yeah, in that case, then the goal is to find other ways to create some more.
Don't
If the
start
income is
saving, yeah.
not enough, you have to make more
money.
somehow.
Ah, I see.
Yeah,
I
have
think
to tap
that's
into resourcefulness.
that's the most practical thing I've ever heard about money, really. Because there's so many things out there. They're just coming, save, save, save. But I'm not. The salary that I have at the moment is literally taking me. If I was getting paid on the 21st, right?
Yeah,
And then the salary is taking me to the 15th. It means these other days I have to and then you come and tell me to save?
yeah, it's not practical.
It's not practical. It's not practical. And then I start wondering if it's just a matter of the financial coach making money themselves. Because I mean, we're gonna be following them
Yeah.
on YouTube. You hear all this save, what? You're pumped up with so much energy. You go out, 15 come, you are broke again. You
Yeah.
tap into the saving, and then you're disappointed.
Yeah.
And then you that's the way it falls, where it all comes crumbling. You feel like this is
Yeah.
not working.
Yeah.
So getting it practical, I think, is my biggest lesson for today. Vuyo, I want to thank you very much for this session. You really helped me personally, and I hope the people that were listening also got some help. But before I let you go,
Okay.
what is the one advice that you can give to the person listening out there when it comes to money or being financially healthy? What is that? The simplest. Please don't make it too complicated about some. Just the first step, maybe that they can take towards that journey to become healthy. Simple.
First step.
Yeah.
The one thing.
The most practical thing.
I think the first step for me is get to know where you are.
Okay.
Where are you with your finances? Because I found that most of us are living in this bubble of vagueness.
Yeah, exactly. That's
we have
a
no
good one.
clue
Yeah, exactly.
about our money. We have no clue what
it's
happens
like-
to it.
yeah. Living blindly.
Exactly. And we are constantly reacting to whatever comes up, whatever
Yeah.
life throws at us. And there's no intentionality on our parts. No purposefulness, knowing this is what I want to achieve. And so whatever I'm doing has to be intentional and purposeful to help me get to where I want to go. So the first step for me is get to know where you are. How much comes in every month? And some people have side hustles.
Yeah.
They don't even know where that side hustle
Exactly.
money goes.
Exactly. It just comes and goes. It's so funny, but
So,
it's true.
Yeah. How much comes in each month, and and how much do I have to pay for in bills every month? How much is left over, and what do I want to do with it? Do I even have any
Yeah.
left over, or do I really need to be bringing in more money? So the first thing, get to know where you are with your money. That's the first step, because then it will
Yeah.
inform your next step.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for that's very practical. That's what I was looking for. I didn't want something like out of this world, but yeah, I really get to
Aw,
know.
I
it.
like out of this world stuff. Okay.
Oh, you like out of this world stuff? No, thank you very much. Then the next step is to contact Vuyo. When you found out where you are, how do people contact you, Vuyo?
They can call me.
Mm-hmm.
They can find me on Instagram,
Okay.
on Facebook, on LinkedIn. My number is on my socials,
Okay.
I think, and they can call me. So I do receive phone calls and
Okay.
WhatsApp messages and DMs, and I respond to those.
All right. No,
I'm
that's-
based in Papani,
All
but
right.
I do work with most of my clients virtually. So
Oh.
yeah.
That's cool. You know where to find Vuyo. I'm gonna link her profiles in the description below so that you just click and go right to Vuyo. I hope she will not kill you and make you broke again with her prices. I mean, she seems like a nice person, isn't she? Anyway, thank you very much, Vuyo, for coming through. I really, really appreciate your time, and thank you guys for listening. I hope you will make some sound financial decisions after this podcast.
Yes, please. Thank you for having me, Kusai.
All right, from me, Kudzai and Vuyo, thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next episode.